This is News 3 Now at 5.
Well, thanks for staying with us. Another record-setting day in Wisconsin as health officials say 57 people have died of COVID-19 in just the past 24 hours.
At least 1,865 people have died since COVID-19 first reached Wisconsin in March. The State Department of Health Services says 220 more people have been hospitalized, a massive increase from Monday's 84 hospitalizations. The number of new cases in a single day has skyrocketed, with 4,756 new cases. That is 1,000 more than yesterday's total.
With more cases comes more people getting tested for COVID-19.
And right now, there's at least a 3-hour wait for people to get tested at the Alliant Energy Center, and that is where we find our Madeline O'Neill tonight. Maddie?
Well, now is not the best time to get tested for COVID if that was your plan. Coming into the Alliant Energy Center, the sign says it's a 3+ hour wait for testing here. And now we've seen this the past 3 Tuesdays ever since Public Health Madison and Dane County took over for the National Guard on testing. This is the first day of the week they're open. Public Health said they weren't able to fit an interview in today, but did point me to a Facebook post they had yesterday advising people to avoid Tuesdays for testing if possible. They also listed who they recommend to get tested, and that's people who have been around those who have COVID, who have symptoms, or who work around a lot of people or who are at high risk. They don't recommend testing for those who just want peace of mind. Now, usually testing is open here until 8 o'clock, but Public Health is warning that they may close down earlier than usual, possibly 6 or earlier, which they did do last week.
All right, Maddie, thank you very much. Now, this Saturday's Badger game at Nebraska could be in jeopardy due to an increase of positive cases on the team. Earlier today, CBS Sports reporting redshirt freshman quarterback Graham Mertz's second COVID-19 test came back positive. Now, according to Big Ten protocol, he has to sit out at least 21 days, which means he'll miss the next 3 games. That's at Nebraska, home against Purdue, and then in Ann Arbor against Michigan. Mertz replaced Jack Cohn after he suffered that season-ending foot injury. Third-string quarterback Chase Wolf also reportedly tested positive for COVID-19. Still waiting for a second confirmation test. Likely starter Saturday at Nebraska would be Kimberly native junior Danny Vandenboom. Now, if the team reaches 6 positive tests, they'd have to cancel the game based on Big Ten rules. If the game is not played, it'll be considered a no contest rather than a forfeit.
The U.S. is now averaging more than 69,000 new coronavirus cases a day nationwide. That is a new all-time high. COVID-19 hospitalizations nationwide have also jumped nearly 40% in the last month. In Illinois, new restrictions are now in place for more than half of the state. That includes banning indoor dining in Chicago. In Utah, experts warn that doctors may soon have to ration health care. Well, to weather now, another chilly day, but it was nice to see the sun. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti. Gary?
Well, temperatures were on the cool side again today, but tomorrow we should be a little milder. See high temperatures back up at around the 50-degree mark. You can see on visible cloud track, early morning clouds gave way to bright sunshine for most of southern Wisconsin. There are a few clouds up in the northern part of the state, and you can clearly see the snow cover on the ground across northwestern Iowa and most of Minnesota, parts of northwestern Wisconsin. Even some light snow showers occurring over parts of northern Minnesota. Those will stay to our north. Otherwise, low temperatures this morning were in the 20s. Here in Madison, we dropped to 29 degrees. Janesville stayed up at 32, but to the north and west, Camp Douglas is down to 19 for the overnight low temperature. And right now, temperatures are in the upper 30s to around 40 degrees. Still 40 in Monroe, 41 in Janesville. Madison's already dropped to 39. And by tomorrow morning, we'll be in the upper 20s with mostly clear skies. Tomorrow, look for sunny skies. Not quite as chilly with a high temperature of 50. We'll see a bit of a cool down for Thursday and Friday, but temperatures will turn milder for the start of next week, including Election Day. I'll have more details in the forecast in a few minutes.
All right, Gary, thank you. We are just a week away from the election, and millions of Americans are already casting their votes. And while they do that, our News 3 Now team continues to follow the changes we've seen during this election cycle.
Gabriela Becerra is making sure that your absentee ballot will count, and Jamie Perez is finding alternative ways to get to the polls. But let's begin with our political reporter, Amy Reed, who investigated just what led the U.S. Supreme Court to decide that your ballot will have to be at your clerk's office by Election Day to count. Amy?
Months after filing and a week before the election, these voters got their answer, but it wasn't the one they were looking for. Now, one of the groups behind the lawsuit wants to make sure people have a plan to vote.
And we thought that the additional days during a pandemic would have made a great difference. We were very disappointed that there was not an extension.
Barbara Beckert and those at Disability Rights Wisconsin filed this lawsuit after the April election, claiming people with disabilities lost out on their right to vote.
Wisconsin is one of the states that does not have an ADA compliant, accessible, screen reader accessible absentee ballot. So that was one of the remedies that we were seeking in the original lawsuit.
They were one of 4 organizations that had cases condensed into one, landing before the U.S. Supreme Court. Though a judge in Madison agreed with part of their argument, last night the majority of justices on the Supreme Court decided that judge couldn't overrule state election laws. One that took effect in 2016 said ballots need to be in by 8 p.m. Election Day.
That's what we've been prepared for. That's what we're ready for. And so really nothing changes with this.
In April, because of a court ruling, the state was able to count more than 79,000 ballots that arrived after the primary but before votes were canvassed. This time, voters won't have that.
Starting today, if you still have your absentee ballot and you have not returned it, you need to be thinking about alternate ways to get it back.
For voters that need accommodations to vote, Beckert wants you to know you have options and help.
If you're a voter with a disability and you're struggling, give us a call at the Disability Rights Wisconsin voter helpline. We're open every day, so you can give us a call at 844-DIS-VOTE, and we will work with you to see what the options are.
Amy Reed, News 3 Now.
A report from the CDC this summer found there was no clear increase in COVID-19 cases, hospitalizations, or deaths following Wisconsin's April 7th election.
As you just heard, if you plan to mail your absentee ballot, that ruling just added a little pressure to get it in now.
Today is the last recommended day to guarantee that your ballot gets to the clerk by November 3rd. But there are other ways to get it back in the clerk's hands. Our Gabriella Becerra is live from downtown Madison to tell us more. Gabby?
That's right. The Postal Service says they can't guarantee that your ballot's going to get to the clerk on time unless you postmark it right now. But there are some alternate options to turn that in person. The city of Madison installed 14 absentee ballot boxes at fire stations throughout the city. The boxes are painted to look like the Madison flag. Sworn election officials collect ballots dropped there every day at 5 p.m. And the ballots can also be dropped off at the city clerk's office or at your polling location on Election Day.
Do that soon rather than at the very last minute, just because we do want your ballot to be counted. Our goal in the clerk's office is that every eligible voter will be able to cast a ballot and have that ballot counted.
The Supreme Court ruled ballots cannot be counted if they're turned in after 8 p.m. on Election Day. So if you haven't mailed back your ballot yet, hang on to it and find a different way to turn it in person. That way you can make sure it's counted next Tuesday.
All right, Gabriella Becerra live downtown. Gabby, thank you. Now, some people don't vote because they simply don't have a way to get there.
A Harvard study found it was one of the most common barriers in 2016. But this year, a number of local services are making sure that it's not a hurdle. Jamie Perez shares what your options are. Jamie?
Right, so these organizations have the resources to help, and a lot of them want to do it for free. So here is a breakdown of what some of your local options are.
Marcus Allen knows he's asking people to take a leap of faith.
We have to put people in our vehicles that we don't know. We don't know if they have the virus or not.
But Allen's organization is making sure that leap clears a direct path to the polls.
You see the seriousness and the commitment behind it and the importance of it.
Allen has volunteered with other organizations the past 4 years to drive people to and from the polls on Election Day. And for the first time, the African American Council of Churches has 17 volunteers giving out free rides from your home to the polls from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. starting tomorrow through Friday and on Election Day.
I want everyone to cast their vote.
Allen's organization will be joined by several others as well. Union Cab is also offering free rides to the polls in the Greater Madison area. Masks are required. Urban League of Greater Madison has a Roll to the Polls initiative. They're also offering free rides and discount codes for people who prefer to use Lyft instead. Speaking of Lyft, The ride-sharing service says if you use the promo code 2020VOTE, you'll get 50% off one ride up to $10 to any polling location or drop box. Free rides will also be given to those who live in underserved communities. Uber is also offering $10 off a single ride to a polling location. And while each organization might have slightly different options for you, they all have one shared goal in mind.
We want to make it as easy as possible to get people to where they need to be and vote during this election.
And if you head on over to channel3000.com, I've put together a story that has a list of how to get in contact with all of these organizations and how to request a ride if you choose to do so on Election Day. If you do not live in the Madison area, there's also a link in there that will show you a list of your options as well.
All right. Thank you very much, Jamie. And presidential candidates are making their final push to get voters on their side. Here is a live look at a rally the president is holding right now. This is at the La Crosse Speedway in West Salem. There you see him approaching that crowd there. He's just started speaking, or he's expected to start. Not sure what the timetable is there, but if you're interested in watching his entire speech, it's live on our Channel 3000 Facebook page when it begins. This is one of multiple stops the president's campaign will be making in Wisconsin this week. Vice President Mike Pence and his wife Karen will be in Wisconsin tomorrow. The second lady will be in Waterloo. The vice president will be up in Mosinee. Meanwhile, Democratic nominee for President Joe Biden campaigning in the South. Biden has multiple campaign stops planned in the state of Georgia, hoping he can flip the state from red to blue. Former President Obama also campaigning for Biden today. He's in Florida. Former Vice President Biden will be in Wisconsin Friday. We don't know where just yet. Both candidates are projected to spend more than $1 billion combined on campaign ads this election cycle. Politicians and local leaders across Wisconsin are honoring former Chief Justice Shirley Abrahamson today. She was appointed to the Wisconsin Supreme Court back in 1976 and became the first female justice. The Wisconsin Historical Society is now celebrating her accomplishments by naming the reading room there after her. A portrait will be hung there honoring parts of her life, including a public library card, which she was denied at a young age because her parents did not own property. Dane County Sheriff Dave Mahoney says she made an impact on Wisconsin's judiciary system.
I want you to know how much I appreciate the work that you have done over your career, and know that you've made an impact at every level of the criminal justice system, and you've certainly made an impact in my career.
Marquette Law University and UW-Madison Law School also set up an annual student award in Abrahamson's name.
There's more to come tonight on News 3 Now at 5. Up next, the Coats for Kids distribution is underway, but organizers say they still need some more kids' coats. We'll tell you how you can help. And then coming up tonight at 6, UW-Madison students who have recovered from COVID-19 are donating plasma to help people in the hospital. We'll have that story at 6.
Attention homeowners, we started with 50, then 30. Now we've reached the final days looking for 20 homeowners who need a new bath or shower. We want to evaluate our showers and walk-in tubs in real homes for safety and convenience. Convert your old bath into a new walk-in shower or choose a walk-in tub with relaxing hydrotherapy. Call Mad City Baths, Wisconsin's #1 ranked remodeler. Final days to be one of 20 homeowners who save with 75% off labor, plus 60 months no interest. Receive a bonus $100 Walmart gift card with purchase, and you'll be compensated for your time. Call during this program for a $50 Amazon gift card with your free in-home estimate. Throughout Madison and South Central Wisconsin, have your zip code and location ready to qualify. Dial 608-729-4466. That's 608-729-4466.
Democrats enabled riots across America, even in small towns.
So we just have officers that can only monitor. They can't do anything about it. But we have officers to get
out of here, okay?
Ma'am, are they actually sitting on or standing on your car right now?
My car. And I got a little girl in the car crying. Are you kidding me? This is insane.
Let the police do their jobs. On November 3rd, vote Trump. Restoration PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
If you elect me, your taxes are going to be raised, not cut.
What does that mean for you? Household incomes down $6,500 a year. Higher gas prices at the pump and utility bills at home.
And here's how it works. I'm going to raise taxes.
Small businesses pay more. 5 million jobs lost.
You're going to get a tax raise.
An economy in ruins. That's what Joe Biden's tax increase means for you.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
He's our independent voice who answers to no one but us. Todd Novak. Todd Novak is working across the aisle, passing the bipartisan COVID-19 relief bill, helping hospitals and communities get the resources needed to fight the coronavirus. Todd Novak is helping families, small businesses, and farmers as we work to rebuild the economy safely. And Todd Novak led the bipartisan effort to make sure our water is clean and safe for future generations. Our voice. Todd Novak for State Assembly.
Tonight at 6, a look at COVID-19 testing protocols for students at smaller colleges. And to learn more about UW-Madison students who have recovered from COVID-19 and are donating plasma to help people in the hospital.
At CBS News, true journalism listens to all voices and leaves the decisions to you. CBS News, America decides.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
Judge Amy Coney Barrett was formally sworn in last night as the Supreme Court's 9th justice, her oath administered in private by Chief Justice John Roberts. Barrett took the first of 2 oaths at the White House yesterday in what is considered a big political victory for President Trump. The Republican-controlled Senate confirmed the 48-year-old Barrett in one of the most partisan Supreme Court processes ever. No Democrats voted in her favor. In a matter of months, the justices will issue a ruling on Obamacare.
Well, as the weather gets a little cooler, people in our community are in need of coats. And tonight, the Coats for Kids organizers are asking for more youth sizes.
We realized that every 10 coats donated, only 1 was for kiddos. And so by Friday, we ran out of some youth sizes and ran out to Costco and purchased more. So we made sure that nobody left here without a coat, but we are in dire need of some donations.
And you can drop off kids' coats at the Community Action Coalition for South Central Wisconsin. They're open every day, noon until 8 through Halloween. They'll also be distributing coats in Jefferson County. That'll be on November 7th and 8th. Organizers say they do have enough adult coats. They simply need more of those children's sizes.
And thanks to everyone who helped us with the campaign this year. Now over to Gary. You'll need a little coat tonight. It's a little chilly.
It is, and part of that is because there's still snow on the ground to our north and west, and our winds over the last couple of days have been from the north and northwest. Still almost a foot of snow on the ground over parts of western Minnesota and northeastern South Dakota, and lighter amounts into northwestern Wisconsin. But a lot of the snow will start to melt over the next few days. You can see the effect it has on temperatures over that snow cover. Temperatures mainly in the 20s across northern Minnesota, generally 30s to around 40 across the rest of the central portion of the Midwest. 3 things you need to know in the forecast. Tomorrow we're looking at sunny skies, and with the winds out of a more southwesterly direction, not off of that snow cover, temperatures should be back up to around the 50-degree mark. We'll turn a little cooler for Thursday and Friday as we see a wind shift to the northeast as a weather system passes to our south. To be a little more cloud cover on Thursday, but be back to sunny skies on Friday. And dry weather is expected not only for the rest of this week, but for all of next week. I don't have any rain or snow in the forecast through the end of next week. Tropical storm Zeta, down from a hurricane, has crossed over the Yucatan Peninsula of Mexico, but now is starting to organize back again toward a hurricane into the southern portion of the Gulf of Mexico. Back some sustained winds right now, 65 miles an hour, but the forecast from the National Hurricane Center has it as a Category 1 hurricane as it approaches southern Louisiana, just south of New Orleans by 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. It should move relatively quickly, probably right over New Orleans as a Category 1 hurricane, and that will, because of the geography, cause the water to pile up in a pretty good storm surge over eastern portions of Louisiana and southern portions of Mississippi and Alabama. You can see the storm weakening into a depression as it pushes out into the mid-Atlantic states and then eventually back out into the Atlantic Ocean, but still with winds of about 45 miles per hour. Hurricane warnings in effect now for the New Orleans metro area as well as much of southeastern Louisiana, southern portions of Mississippi, tropical storm warnings for southern Alabama, the panhandle of Florida, and a tropical storm watch farther to the west for central portions of Louisiana. Storm surge warnings now in effect for southern portions of Mississippi, Alabama, and eastern portions of Louisiana, including the New Orleans metro area, as well as the western tip of Florida. Rainfall amounts will be a little more limited because of the fast movement of Zeta, but probably looking at 2 to 5 inches with some localized 6 or 7 inch amounts from around New Orleans northeastward into the western portions of Alabama as the storm moves inland. There probably could be a couple of tornadoes as well. So there's Zeta. You can see it crossing over the Yucatan Peninsula, and now you can see the thunderstorm starting to blossom up again, indicating that the storm is starting to strengthen. But to the north, there's a weather system with some snow and rain through the central part of the country, and also wintry weather with snow and ice over parts of Texas and Oklahoma. Eventually, Zeta will merge with that and stay mainly to the south of us. So right now, we'll get a little cloud cover from it on Thursday, but now it looks like the precipitation chances should stay to our south. Weather track across the Midwest. There's also a weak warm front out to the west, generating some snow showers in northern portions of Minnesota. To the south, you can see the winter storm warnings and ice storm warnings still in effect for the Texas Panhandle and western Oklahoma. Temperatures right now, 30s in the northern part of the Midwest, 40s to the south. You have to go south of the Ohio River before you see temperatures in the 50s and 60s. On future track, generally clear skies tonight, sunny skies for tomorrow. You can see the clouds from the remnants of Zeta and that weather system to the south passing by on Thursday, but then we're back to some sunshine on Friday. Temperatures, though, will be cool for Thursday and Friday. Tomorrow, look for sunny skies, not as chilly, high temperature at 50 degrees thanks to a southwesterly breeze and the 7 to 10 day forecast. A little colder for Thursday and Friday, back up into the low 50s for Halloween Saturday. A drop in temperatures on Sunday as a cold front comes through. Election day looking pretty nice, highs mid-50s. Be a little breezy, but again, dry weather over the next 10 days. As we take a look at first horn traffic, no problems that I could see out on the highways right now. Beltline right now, pretty good travel conditions in either direction. Interstates and major roads on the east side of Madison, no problems there. 14 to 15 minute commute on the Beltline between University Avenue and the interstate with no problems being found. 25 minutes from the Beltline to Janesville on I-3990 southward. It'll take you 16 minutes to Sauk City from Middleton on US 12 and from downtown to Sun Prairie on East Washington Avenue US 151. It's a 17-minute commute. That's your News 3 Now first horn traffic.
Gary, thank you. And ahead on News 3 Now at 5, a Milwaukee family getting in the Halloween spirit. We'll take a look at their spooky decorations ahead at 5.
News 3 Now First Horn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
How often does Todd Novak vote with Republican Party leadership? 100% of the time. That's right. Now he votes 100% of the time with the Republican Party. Novak voted with his party leadership to protect polluters and let insurance companies cut coverage for people with pre-existing conditions. Novak said he would be an independent voice, then sided with corporate special interests 100% of the time. Todd Novak has changed. He's not working for us.
My name is Jill Biden, and I want to tell you about my husband, Joe. I first met Joe 2 years after a car accident injured his sons and killed his wife and his baby daughter. His life had been shattered, but as one of Joe's favorite quotes reminds us, faith sees best in the dark. Joe's faith helped him channel his grief into purpose. It gave him the strength to fight hard for other people's families in the Senate, and then take a 2-hour train ride home every day to be there for his own. Right now, a lot of families are hurting, and I know in my heart that if we entrust this nation to Joe, he will do for these families what he did for ours. Bring us together. Help us find light in the darkness. Keep hope for the future alive in all of us.
I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
Tired of that old bath, the outdated colors, or climbing over the tub side? Mad City Baths can help. Our walk-in showers have a low threshold entrance with premium wall patterns like Canyon Rock, Sierra Sand, and more, installed in as little as 1 day. And our walk-in tubs offer safety and peace of mind.
Sit down, close the door, lock the door, and I'm fine. I'm safe and I'm happy because I know I'm not going to fall.
Here's another reason to call. 20 homeowners will get special savings on a new bath or shower. Final days for 75% off labor with 60 months no interest plus a bonus $100 Walmart gift card with purchase. We'll take before and after photos and compensate you for your time. Call during this program for a $50 Amazon gift card with your free in-home estimate. Call 608-729-4466 Mad City Baths.
He's erratic.
I have 5 different strategies. I could change any moment.
Refuses to lead.
I don't take responsibility at all.
Or rely on experts.
One day it's like a miracle. It will disappear.
Enough.
As president, I'll make you a promise. I'll protect America. I will defend us from every attack, seen and unseen, always, without exception, every time.
FFPAC is responsible for the content of this ad.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
The World Championship Cheese Contest scheduled for February has now been postponed until March of 2022 due to the COVID-19 pandemic. The rescheduled event will take place in Madison March 1st through 3rd, 2022 at the Monona Terrace. Event organizers said the event was rescheduled for the welfare of the judges, industry workers, and attendees as the pandemic continues. Officials say they plan to share free online programming in the first week of March of 2021 to celebrate industry success in the over 60-year history of the Championship Cheese Contest.
Milwaukee home is getting into the Halloween spirit. Owners Aaron and Jamie do a big Halloween display every year, and this year they decided to honor those 80s icons known for taking down demons and annihilating apparitions. The Ghostbusters fire hose is there, plus Slimer coming out of a hot dog cart, and the famous Proton Pack.
They love it, especially all the 80s kids. You know, who have all like young 4- and 5-year-olds of their own. They love it. And most parents that are bringing their kids have made them watch the movie. Or else they watch it when they return home.
The owners have been doing elaborate displays for about 17 years now, using the last few years to raise money for an organization that helps kids in crisis called Pathfinders Milwaukee.
And stay with us. We'll have a final check of your First Warn forecast when we return.
Hey, Madison voters, don't let the pandemic suppress your vote. Create your safe voting plan now. You have options. Visit cityofmadison.com/clerk to create your safe voting plan today. Brought to you by the Madison City Clerk's Office.
If you elect me, your taxes are going to be raised, not cut.
What does that mean for you? Household incomes down $6,500 a year. Higher gas prices at the pump and utility bills at home.
And here's how it works. I'm going to raise taxes.
Small businesses pay more. 5 million jobs lost.
You're going to get a tax raise.
An economy in ruins. That's what Joe Biden's tax increase means for you.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
At Blaine's Farm and Fleet, we live where you live, so we know getting ready for winter is essential. We're your cold weather experts with everything you need to gear up for the cold, snowy weather ahead. Like half off these men's Keen Utility waterproof boots, 25% off zero exposure outerwear for the family, and get your vehicle ready for winter with a new Farm and Fleet titanium battery, $10 off. Plus, buy online and pick up your items in our convenient drive-thru.
Find value at Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
Be one of 20 homeowners who receive special savings on a gorgeous new bath or shower. Zip code and location are important. Now's the time to call. Upgrade your bathroom with a new tub-to-shower conversion. Add shelves, grab bars, and a safety seat. And doesn't this look relaxing? Our walk-in tubs offer easy access and hydrotherapy massage. Don't wait to call. Final days for 20 homeowners who need a new bath or shower to save with 75% off labor, plus 60 months no interest, and a bonus $100 Walmart gift card with purchase. Remember, we'll compensate you for your time. Last chance to call during this program for the $50 Amazon gift card with your free in-home estimate. Throughout Madison and South Central Wisconsin, have your zip code and location ready to qualify. Dial 608-729-4466. That's 608-729-4466.
The Social Security Administration just released a report saying that if a plan like the one Trump is proposing goes into effect, the Social Security Trust Fund would be, and I quote, permanently depleted by the middle of calendar year 2023. Put it plainly, Trump's plan would wipe out Social Security. If I'm your president, we're going to protect Social Security and Medicare. You have my word. I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
Hey, Madison voters, don't let the pandemic suppress your vote. Create your safe voting plan now. You have options. Visit cityofmadison.com/clerk to create your safe voting plan today. Brought to you by the Madison City Clerk's Office.
Final check with Gary.
Well, temperatures are cool out there. Right now, 39 in Madison. Janesville still above 40 at 41. Boscobel is the other spot above the 40-degree mark. But you can see elsewhere temperatures mainly in the mid to upper 30s. By tomorrow morning, we'll drop into the upper 20s. Temperatures actually may rise a degree or two overnight once we drop into the upper 20s after midnight. And look for sunny skies tomorrow. High temperature right around 50. But as we look at the 7 to 10-day forecast, you'll see up and down swings in the temperatures. Down for Thursday and Friday, up for Saturday, Halloween, down for Sunday, back up again for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Election Day Tuesday looking pretty nice now. Sunny skies, breezy conditions, high temperatures in the middle 50s. Halloween, nice as well.
All right, Gary, thank you. We'll be back in 30 minutes for News 3 Now at 6. Stay tuned now for the CBS Evening News with Nora O'Donnell.